The QuickBooks for Windows app is a thin client for QuickBooks Online that gives you the ability to use QuickBooks on your computer as if it were a natively installed program. Similar to apps like Spotify or Outlook, it's a desktop application that accesses online data. Using the QuickBooks for Windows app enhances productivity because it's faster than working in a browser window and less dependent on network speed due to the way it caches data. It's more secure than accessing data in a browser window. And if you're new to working in QuickBooks Online, the desktop application experience will make the transition easier. Signing in to QuickBooks Online is a snap using a single click on the icon located on your desktop or taskbar. Note the checkbox to allow me to stay signed in. The ability to stay signed in means that I don't have to re-sign into QBO if I stop working in it for a couple of hours the way I do in a browser. Once signed in with my QuickBooks Online Accountant ID, I can pick from a list of my clients to get started or pick my company to get to the standard accountant's client list. The app opens up and looks like a standard Windows program, but using QuickBooks Online data. I have all my accountant's tools, just like online, and some basic browser-style navigation buttons. I can also access any apps connected to my Intuit ID. To me, the primary advantage over the browser is speed and reliability. Pages load faster and data entry is quicker. In general, it's 1.5 times faster to do most tasks. Local caching of data when the program first starts up makes loading pages with large amounts of data extremely fast. The second time each page is loaded, it's even faster. If I look at the vendor list and then return to it later, the page loads even more quickly the second time. Entering data on forms is quicker, since Save and New loads the new form faster. Also, when working within the app, minor slowdowns in my network or even temporary glitches in QuickBooks Online are invisible to me. The app was designed to look and feel like any standard Windows program. I can open the app with an icon on my taskbar or on the desktop. The menus at the top are in standard, familiar Windows format and give me one-click access to the most common tasks and reports. Just like any desktop application, I can have multiple windows open. Pop-out windows for forms and reports let me work on multiple monitors easily. Set the preference under the Window menu to have new windows default to this behavior. Best of all, when I have multiple windows open, data in other windows refreshes automatically when the information changes. Working in the browser, I could accomplish this by opening multiple tabs, but the data in those windows doesn't stay in sync. I had to stop and reload a tab or hit refresh all. For instance, if I create a new invoice, the profit and loss and money bar are quickly refreshed to reflect the new income. Just the data refreshes, not the whole screen, so it's quicker than being in a browser. Keyboard shortcuts are more extensive than in the browser and more streamlined. Many of the keyboard shortcuts for working with forms in a browser need 3 keystrokes. In the app, you can skip the Alt key. And more of the keyboard shortcuts are similar to the desktop program, so there is consistency if you switch between programs. Also, the Windows app uses native print functions, so that reports and checks format consistently. This also means you don't need to install Adobe PDF just to print from QuickBooks Online. My absolutely hands-down favorite feature is the ability to stay signed in for days at a time. It gets me right to work so quickly. I never have to worry about clearing my cache and cookies or using an incognito window, both of which I often had to resort to when accessing QuickBooks Online in a browser. I can open anything in a second window by adding a Shift key to any keyboard command or mouse click to open a new window. Using the arrow feature on my Windows taskbar, I can quickly find open windows when I get too many. Using the QuickBooks Labs Collapse Left Navbar feature, I can buy extra real estate and use the top-level menus, the plus sign, and keyboard commands to navigate through the program. Although you can't have multiple companies open at the same time, I sometimes cheat by having separate companies open in the Windows app on my Parallels virtual machine and the Mac app on the Mac side of my computer. You could also accomplish this by having the second company open in a browser window, and that should really make you appreciate using the app. The Mac version of the app has been out for a year, and the functionality and design is very similar to the Windows one, only the OS feel is different. This means that if you have QuickBooks Online clients on the Mac platform, you can recommend this app to them and know exactly what they're going to experience. Using the app has really increased my overall productivity since QuickBooks Online work can be completed much more quickly, and I don't have to spend time dealing with frustrating browser-based issues. Having a true multiple windows feature is also key since my office is 100% paperless and I rely on multiple monitors to get work done. Download the app from the Intuit website or apps.com. Installation only takes a couple of minutes, and then you'll be on your way to working more productively with your QuickBooks Online clients too.